So it has been 10 years of ownership with my Seiko Orange Monster, the SRP 309 pre, so around 2014, pre of that, they did the standard dial. After that, they actually had a short run where they had the Prospex X on it. This was prior to that. So I was gonna do like this big long like theatrical movie and stuff like that, celebrating 10 years of ownership of this. It's just not my style. So I figured I would just get on here, share with you guys my experiences owning this watch, wearing this watch, enjoying this watch, and we'll try to take a close up. I don't want to get too close though, because it probably does need a pretty thorough cleaning. But I have to say, so this thing was a gift from my wife for Christmas 2024. I went back and looked, and she purchased it on Amazon. She paid $170.13. That's how good we had it back then, for sure, with these Seikos. Whether it's the Monsters or definitely the SKXs. I have a 007 and a 009 back there. Both also like epically cool watches. But the Monster, for a lot of us, including myself, just resonated with me, offered a little more value for the money with the 4-hour movement. So I hacked and hand wind and stuff like that. You know, as I've grown in my collecting, I realized that that's honestly not that big of a deal to me. The 7S movement's actually a good movement. I don't have any problem not hacking the movement. I don't typically set my watches that way. And it's probably a good thing, because the accuracy level of a lot of these Seikos, you know, not amazing. They do the job. You're going to have to adjust the time setting on it occasionally to adapt for whether it's running too fast or too slow. But typically on wrist, it averages out pretty good. Furthermore, I just like the look and feel of this. I know it can be subjective. I realize that a lot of people are just not going to be inclined to want a Seiko Monster. That was always the case. I've posted an insane amount of videos, some of them ridiculous, when I would compare it to, say, like an Omega Seamaster or a Tudor Black Bay, or heck, even a Rolex Submariner. I've owned all of those watches, and many, many, many more. And all of them are gone. I own none of those, yet I still own this one. So at least for me, the Monster has achieved keeper status clearly after 10 years of ownership. And the bracelet is all worn out. I have a whole complete spare bracelet and extra parts I acquired a while ago just in case. But I have to just keep it the way it is. Like, it's battle tested and proven. Like, I've taken this thing all over on vacations, on trips, and it's just gotten the job done. Is there a scratch on the Hardlex? Yeah. If we take a closer look, we can probably find them. There they are. They're right over there. I don't even know how it happened. I remember it happened years ago, though, as well as damage on the metal bezel even. Probably rubbed up against a door handle or something silly. Who knows? But at some point, those first scratches, they might really drive you nuts. But the longer you own the watch, the more memories you create with the watch, the more some of these character flaws, these scratches, this damage to your jewelry, your watch, they start to look kind of cool. Like, because they're literally everywhere you look on this thing. It's really starting to show a decent amount of wear, including the dial. The dial and the chapter ring were much more vivid years ago. The lume is still solid. There's no problem there. But the orange colorway, because I've handled one that had not been subjected to so much UV, and they are much more vivid. You know, not quite as vivid as, say, like this orange watch here from Islander, but you get the point. Yeah, this is definitely faded, and I'm totally fine with that. And I've been asked before, you know, if for some reason this thing was destroyed, lost, or stolen, that I could just replace it. I wouldn't. And I know that's a weird one to understand, because it's not this actual watch. Sure, I could pick up another SRP 309. They are out there, probably some new old stock. But once this one is kaput, or gone or stolen or removed from me somehow, it's over. I'm not going to look to rekindle that because it's just not the same for me. Anyway, I just wanted to touch base with you guys, let you know the Orange Monster is still the king in my book. And I hope that you guys, in your watch journey, whether you're just starting out, because honestly, this watch was toward the beginning of my phase. It was not the first Seiko automatic diver. That was actually the SKX 011, which is an orange dial variant of the SKX. And I owned a few of those, and I never stuck with it for some reason, but yet the Monster did. So I just hope that you also will experience something like that, where you're into the hobby for a long time, and you have that one watch that's just special to you, that does the same thing that the Monster does for me. That's all I hope that you guys can experience that, as well as a ton of other watches along the way. It makes the keepers that much more special, honestly. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next vid. "10 years. Hard to believe."